Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over an updated wildcard draft for Game Week 22. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Leave a comment. Are you thinking of wildcarding for the next game week? Subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, we made a wildcard draft a few days ago, but of course, a lot of things have changed now with FA Cup games and also information on potential injuries and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna go over an updated wildcard because a few things have changed. Something that hasn't changed though are the goalkeepers. I still think Dubravka and Areola are a very nice combination of goalkeepers to have, both 4.2 mil each. You could go for a double game week goalkeeper. It's very, very likely that Liverpool and Luton are going to be doubling in 25. We already know that City and Brentford are. So if you wanted to go Flecken, like I've still got a mil left in the bank, I mean, you could go Flecken as one of your goalkeepers, but I mean, it's 4.5. And he has arguably the worst double you could ever really want. He's got Liverpool at home in 25 and then City away in 25. So you don't really need a goalkeeper for those fixtures. I don't think he's really going to be getting you much. Might be 2 points at max, like one from each game. So I do think that Dubravka, who's got Bournemouth at home, or Areola, who's got Forest away, are probably likely to get more points than a Flecken. Obviously, Edison is also an option. You could bring him in. You could bring in somebody else as well, but I don't think that amount of money for that goalkeeper is needed when you can get outfield players for even less than that are still obviously capable of playing both the games in the double. So gone Dubravka and Areola. There's other options as well that you could go for if you needed the extra funds. You could just go for one of these and then like Turner instead. Although it has been reported now that Forest are looking for another goalkeeper during the January transfer window. Whether that happens or not by the time that it finishes, who knows? But yeah, Dubravka and Areola in goal. At the back we have Walker, Estepinian, Trent, Porro, and Doherty as well. So there's no Arsenal defense here, and the reason is I can't really see them keeping a clean sheet over the next few fixtures. Like, they've got Forest away. I think Forest score in that game. They've then got Liverpool at home. I think Liverpool score. West Ham away. I think West Ham are definitely capable of scoring against Arsenal. Fair enough, Burnley away. They'll probably keep a clean sheet there. But then they've got Newcastle at home. So I don't think out of all of those fixtures, it's actually that much worth getting an Arsenal defender. Of course, if you wanted to, you could go Gabriel or something like that. And obviously, they don't blank in 26 potentially. So there's another kind of reason to bring them in here. This wildcard draft does have a lot of blankers, so it kind of does. It's one of those, like, you have a few free transfers before game week 26, so you'll obviously have to be transferring some of these players out. On the other side of the coin, you could literally just bring in a ton of players that don't double in 25, so you're fine for 26, and then free hit in 25, so you have all your doublers. So you could go into this, and we'll talk about this a little bit later at the end of the video, but you could go into it with, like, you know, maybe just Trent, maybe just like one City player as well, and then in double game week 25, free hitting them all in, so you've got like 3 City, 3 Liverpool, 3 Brentford, and then maybe even 3 Luton, who knows, and then obviously just get all the doublers. But I feel like the free hit will be more useful later on down the line, especially with a big blank in, you know, potentially 29 and stuff like that. So there's a lot of points to be made, but there's also a lot of points to be lost. But either way, yeah, this is the back line. So obviously Walker's in there. Should be playing pretty much every fixture. Has played pretty much every single fixture. Doubles. Burnley at home this week as well. Really, really nice fixtures coming up for Walker. I think he's a better option than Edison as well. And yeah, I like Walker in this draft. Estepinian's in this draft as well, just because of the sheer amount of good fixtures that Brighton have coming up. You could definitely expect him to be getting a few attacking returns in the next 5 fixtures, maybe a couple of clean sheets in there as well. Is just on the back of an 8-point haul, so that's quite nice. But yeah, definitely think he's capable of getting some quite a lot of points over the next 5 fixtures. Also gone Trent as well. He is fine now. He did play, I think, 25 minutes in that Norwich game, so he should be good for Chelsea. Obviously, Chelsea and Arsenal are 2 fixtures that aren't exactly fixtures you'd expect to get a lot of points, but he's definitely capable of getting points in any game. And then again, it's not confirmed yet, but it's very, very likely that Liverpool do double in game week 25, which would be a very, very nice double as well, I do believe. But yeah, we have Trent there, and then obviously Porro's also in this draft. Again, maybe less of an option now that Maddison's back, so he'll be on set pieces and stuff like that. But I think Porro is still a really, really good player to have. Obviously does blank in 26, which isn't ideal, but at the same time, if you did want to just kind of I guess not booking a transfer down the line. You could also always have Gabriel or someone over Porro. It's just the fixtures that Porro's got coming up, like Brentford, Everton, Brighton, and Wolves. Some really, really nice fixtures there before the blank, and it's definitely they're definitely fixtures I'd want Porro for. So yeah, and like I said earlier about Gabriel, Arsenal probably not going to be keeping that many clean sheets. I think it's very much worth having Porro. Again, there's still a mil left in the bank in this draft to kind of help with anything, but yeah, I've also gone Doherty as well. He's very likely to double in 25. Does obviously blank in 26, though. That's the only issue. But again, you'd have a few transfers by then, so hopefully you can get rid of a couple of players after like Game Week 25 and maybe transfer them out and stuff like that. But that's the back line there. In midfield, we've got Saka, Garnacho, Diogo Jota, Foden, and Palmer. So obviously 2 players in the midfield here that do blank, being Palmer and Jota. You don't have to have Jota. Like, the thing is, now that Egypt are out of AFCON, we just don't really know the situation on Salah. Like, yeah, he is out for the injury, and it was expected that he's out for like 3 to 4 weeks, and if that's the case, then he's probably going to be out for like the first game in Game Week 25. But even if he is back by then, is he going to be playing after a hamstring injury? Going to be playing both games in 25, and then it's the Carabao Cup final as well. So even if he was fit, is he going to be playing all of those? But the fact that he's not fit, he's just going to be coming back from a hamstring injury. I don't think it's really even worth having Salah in the squad. And I mean, you can't have them all anyway. You can't have Haaland, Salah, and Trent. It's just impossible, especially when like Son comes back and stuff. Like, players might want to bring him in. You have to make a sacrifice somewhere. And I just think as of right now, with the information we have, that Haaland is looking likely to be back soon and Salah's out with a hamstring injury, I think it makes more sense of bringing Haaland in than obviously Salah. But yeah, Jota, I think he's just on fire at the moment. His points per minute is just absolutely ridiculous, and out of the front 3 at Liverpool, he's definitely the one that I would want. Foden's obviously in the draft. They've got a double coming up. Again, minutes are always a bit of a risk with these City players, but at the end of the day, you know, I think he's played so well this season, and I don't think he's going to be getting dropped, really. I don't think he'll be playing every single fixture from now until like 26, but I think he'll play a fair few of them and hopefully start both of the doubles as well. We've also got Palmer in this draft. Yeah, does blank in 26. Some pretty difficult fixtures coming up as well. Liverpool away and City away, but again, he's just such a good player to have in your FPL this year. Like, the price he's at, he's on pens, and yeah, he's just arguably Chelsea's best player this season. So I feel like even though he does blank in 26, you just have to have him in your draft. And then the last 2 players are Garnacho, who is obviously in here just for funds, really. I mean, he is playing every game now, and you know, 4.8 mil, it's not terrible to have. They've got a nice fixture in 26 as well, where you'd have to play him. So yeah, he should start that, and yeah, he's just there for funds, really. He's just a really good player to have. And then Saka as well. Yeah, it's annoying because it's now been confirmed that that second goal was actually given to Gabriel. And if that was the case, then Saka would have got the assist, and he would have just stopped like this run of like barely any points. So that was really unfortunate, especially because I was a Gabriel and a Saka captainer, so that was a lot of points that we lost on that, and of course they're not going to update them now. I think the rules definitely need to change, but it's difficult how they would have like done it all like a few days after with like cups and everything like that. But yeah, Saka's in this draft again on pens. You could go Ødegaard if you wanted to, but I think Saka will come good. I think he will come good. I know we've been holding on to him for a very, very long time, but yeah, Saka, I do believe, will come good. And then that's the midfield. And then up top, we've got Haaland, Watkins, and Darwin. Now, Haaland is in this draft because he probably won't be starting that Burnley fixture. Pep has said that he will probably be getting minutes in that Burnley fixture. So if you're a Haaland owner, do you play him or not? Obviously, that's up to you. You don't have to play him. With this draft, you can easily play 4-4-2. You can easily play Walker, Estepinian, Trent, Porro, Saka, Diogo Jota, Foden, Palmer, and then you can play Watkins and Darwin. You know, you can just play 4-4-2. Easy, sorted. You don't have to play Haaland. But we all know what Haaland's capable of doing. You know, you could play him. He could come off the bench. He could score a hat-trick. It's just one of those things. He's mainly in here as well just to save a transfer. Like, a lot of people will be bringing him in next week because obviously he'll be hopefully, you know, fit by then. He'll be ready for the double in a couple of weeks, and people will just be jumping back on him. So it just saves you a transfer, really, especially when you're going to need those transfers to be sorting out your blanks and stuff around game week 26. So he's in the draft for that. But again, if you didn't want to bring him in this week and you just wanted the funds, I don't really know why, because you'd probably be bringing him in next week regardless. So like I say, it just saves you that transfer. And then Watkins and Darwin Núñez as well. Yeah, Watkins, just like I say, I think he'll be fine as an option coming up, especially if they lose to Chelsea. They will not be blanking in 29. And so that would obviously be very nice to not have to be worrying about your free hit then. And then Darwin Núñez, obviously, just because of the double. Yeah, I mean, if Salah's injury is worse than we've feared and stuff, like, you know, he's not going to be back. So yeah, Darwin and Jota should both be starting those double fixtures there as well. So yeah, it's a bit difficult because we're going to get more information. Like, personally, I wouldn't play my wild card right now, but obviously if you have to, because your team's like in the bin and stuff, and you know, it's obviously team dependent. I personally would want a lot more information now. Like, obviously we haven't even got confirmation that Liverpool and Luton are going to be doubling yet. It probably will be very, very soon, but we don't know that. And if you play this and they don't, you know, it is kind of put you in a bad situation. But again, another thing you could do is literally just, you know, free hit in 25 and, you know, get rid of, I don't know, Jota now, bring in Bowen. You get rid of Núñez, bring in, you know, Solanke. You know, so you don't have to worry about these blanks in 26. You could bring in, I don't know, what's his name, Newcastle defender Dan Burn. You could bring him in instead of Doherty as well. So you don't have to worry about the blanks in 26, and then you just, you know, free hit in 25, bring all your doublers in then. I mean, that is something else you obviously could do, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of the wildcard draft that I'd come up with. It's completely obviously up to you if you play or not, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of chips being used over the next few weeks, a lot of transfers being made, a lot of information being given out about cup games and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting how it goes on. But either way, that's just something that I came up with. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 50 likes. Leave a comment. Are you thinking of wildcarding soon? Subscribe if you're brand new. And until next time, peace.